Marriages are the subject of conversation across South Asian households across the globe. But is arranged marriage really the way to go? That's what we're talking about coming up next. Hi, welcome to Broken Silence. I'm Sanyya Gardez. Marriages have become a risky business. Nearly half of all marriages end in divorce. With more and more South Asian couples getting divorced, does it really make a difference if your nanny finds you your partner or if you meet somebody on your own? That's the issue we're talking about today. Joining me is Baldesh Khatkar, a partner from Young and Lee Solicitors in the West Midlands, and Mr. Kareem Chaudhry, Chairman of the Council of British Pakistanis. Thank you for joining us today. Baldesh, we'll start with you. You handle divorces.
Yes, I'm a divorce lawyer. I head up a family department. Part of the work that I do is divorces, yes.
Have you seen an increase in South Asian couples getting divorced?
I've been practicing now for 10 years, and over the last 10 years, yes, I have. Certainly when I first started practicing, the proportion of Asian divorces I would be doing would be in the region of about 20% of my caseload. And in the last 3 to 4 years, I would say that the proportion of Asian divorces is 50%. At times, it's been 60%.
Really?
So I've noticed a huge increase.
Well, when these couples are coming, what is their major gripe? What's their complaint?
Each case is individual. What I am seeing is two types of couples that are coming, if you like, for divorces. There's the older generation whose children are grown up or an adult.
Really?
Yeah.
So couples that have been married for a couple of decades.
Married for 20, 30 years. And they are now coming with failed marriages. And within those marriages, it can be seen that there have been problems throughout. There have been issues of domestic violence, there's been issues of other pressures and oppression. And then also, the other type of cases that I'm dealing with quite a lot are the younger couples, childless couples or couples that have young children who haven't been married for very long. And they can be broad, they could be professionals, they could be non-professionals, they could be people who have married from abroad, and there's one partner in the UK. So it's across the board.
So there isn't, in your experience, it's not just couples who've had an arranged marriage that are coming and saying, you know what, my mother found me this wife and it's just not working out, or do you see that it's kind of an even keel with couples that are coming to you?
It's mixed. 10 years ago, you would have seen 20% proportion of divorces that I was doing for Asian couples. Predominantly, they were arranged marriages, traditionally arranged marriages. Currently, the divorces that I'm doing, there's a mix of love marriages and arranged marriages.
We're going to get to love marriages and arranged marriages because defining what they are is very loose. It's a very broad term. But let's just move on to Mr. Chaudhry. Mr. Chaudhry, thank you for coming on the program. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and your experience with marriages, arranged and forced?
Well, basically we are an organization, community organization. We are a registered charity. We look into the interest of the community, how to sort of help and assist the community in that respect. Since last 10 years, we felt that there was an area which needed more attention of work. And that was the failure of the marriages in that respect. There has been various reasons for those. I'm sure that solicitors who deal with that, they know. But for Asians or the Muslims or the Pakistanis, particularly in that respect,
right.
The reasons given are that these are the arranged marriages, or these are the forced marriages, or these are the marriages without the consent of the partners themselves. The divorce rate which you have mentioned, it's almost the same as the local love marriages as well.
Right.
So we have to look into the reasons why our marriages are failing and what's behind that. So we formed various projects, incompatible marriages, forced marriages, and then try to educate the community in that respect, that element should be sort of elevated from that. So it has been working, and we have been assisting the young people for their marriages.
What kind of assistance are you
well, in
offering?
fact, we provide them counseling, and we provide also counseling to the parents as well. We try to tell them that they are living in a different society, so everybody should be taken on the board. They should be consulted, their opinions, their choices should also be taken into account when you arrange a marriage. We're not against the arranged marriage,
Right.
but how you arrange those, we are actually trying to sort of educate in that area.
Well, I think it's really important before we move forward to just explain what or define what you would consider an arranged marriage as opposed to a forced marriage.
Well, very simply, to me or to our system, the arranged marriage is in which all parties agree to it,
Right.
but it's arranged through parents, through relatives, through the introductions. But the element of the consent is there from both sides, from the parents, from the children, that they are arranged. And arrangement is like any other arrangement, but nobody is forced into it, you see.
Right. Okay. But you have dealt with women who have gone either to Pakistan on a holiday and then realized that actually it's not a holiday; they're there to get married.
Well, I'm not saying that there's not forced marriages. Within the arrangements, if you don't take into account the wishes of your son or your daughter, then of course you are going away from the arranged marriages.
It's so intermingled though, because
course.
and Baldish, you can jump in anytime you want to. I mean, the fact is that parents might not physically force you, tie you up and take you to the altar, but there's that emotional blackmail, which, I mean, is that then forced if you've been emotionally blackmailed into getting married? Oh, your nanny's, going to die if you don't get married in the next year, or, your mom wants you to marry your cousin from back home. That would all be considered forced marriages, would it not?
You may be surprised to know that there are men. The first 2-year survey, when it came out, there was 15% men who were complaining about the forced marriages. So it's not just the girls, it was the boys as well.
Well, I think the reason the boys were complaining about it is because I don't think the girls even realized that their marriage was forced. It's because it's the only way that we've known how to get married. Our parents find us somebody, and then you're kind of pressured in that direction. So I think for us, in terms of just our South Asian community now living in England, it's very important to be clear that I think that emotional blackmail is a form of forced marriage.
Of course, that is the case. That, as you said, the pressures. The pressures come from all different directions. Parents, the families, they all go up to their caste systems and honors. All these matters are there to sort of infiltrate in that system. But our education has been, in that respect, to have cooperation between the family and keep the families together and try to sort of have a miss on those issues which create these problems, you see.
Well, we were talking earlier about prenups.
Yes.
And it's a pretty recent phenomenon in the Asian culture. Not many people are too happy about it. I know that in my experience, my girlfriends are like, well, if you're going to have a prenup, you might as well just say that you're getting divorced in a couple of years.